from New York City. I'm Michael Artsis. We're at the Metropolitan Pavilion in New York City. That's on 18th Street between 7th and 6th Avenues. This is the heart of New York City. We're so excited. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michael Artsis. You're the Terrifics, and you make BeTerrific special. You know, we do a lot of really cool things. We were at InfoComm 2015. You guys love that stuff. But this, to me, this is the most fun. It's candy. It's CE, consumer electronics, and it doesn't get better than this. This is the newest, most innovative, cutting-edge stuff that is going to be coming to you in the next few weeks, months, and even years, and we have to talk all about it. We've got so many great toys here already. Some of this stuff is on set, and we'll talk more about that later, but there's one thing I want to mention first of all. It is this. It's from PowerGoGo, PowerGoGo.com, and this thing is amazing. We'll be talking about this throughout the week, but it is a wireless charging setup for your iPhone and other phones as well. I've got the iPhone 6 Plus case on this, and what's great about this, it works in the car, it works in the home, it can transmit data. They have a universal dongle for it that goes on here, and then you can put it on any wireless charging station. In addition to that, the coolest thing is that you can stack their wireless batteries on here. And of course, this power station looks cool, and I'll have to show you that later, but we've got a 5S on there, charging now, which is mine, and then the 6 Plus, which is mine. I'm going to keep it charged all day long between those two devices on that one charger. Magnetic, really awesome. We're going to show it to you later, but go to PowerGoGo.com to check out more. There's so much stuff happening here. It's really exciting. Before we get started, I've got to thank you, the Terrifics, for your support, for watching us, for being so amazing. And if you want to communicate with us, you can do it in real time. Other than this interview, I'll have my laptop with me, and so I'll be able to check, as well as our team will be able to check on what you guys have to say. So go to BeTerrific.com/Slack, join our Slack chat, enter your name and your email address. We'll send you a Slack invitation. You can communicate with us and the rest of the Terrifics in the Slack chat 24 hours a day. When we're on air, we'll read your questions and comments, and some of them will make it on air as well. You can also drop us a line. We love your feedback. Keep it coming. Connect@BeTerrific.com. And of course, you can give us a ring, 201-735-7711. I've got to think Eric Schwartz and Martin Porter, who have put together CE Week and have welcomed us into their home. They're amazing guys, and CE Week is an amazing organization. Check out ceweek.com. And of course, Robin Raskin has been very instrumental in having us here, Living in Digital Times, livingindigitaltimes.com. She's amazing as well, and she'll be on later in the week. You guys are great. We got to get to our first interview. I know you're excited about it. You can't wait. We got to find out all about this. I've got the Chief Strategy Officer from Hoyos Technologies here. Chuck, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, I love the name. You know, maybe it's the show that was on NBC, What About Chuck, that kind of just brought that name back, because it was a name that was, you know, popular, then it wasn't as popular, and now it's popular again, but it's just it's a very manly name. What's your name? Chuck.
My name is Chuck, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Well, Charles, but you know, that's why I chose Chuck.
Yeah.
So thanks very much.
Did you like Chuck growing up? I think that's a great, it's a real man's name.
You know, I was actually Charlie growing up, surprisingly, but then, you know, I realized how cool Chuck was, and around like 8 years old, I was Chuck.
Yeah.
I just made it happen.
I like that, I was Chuck.
I owned it.
Yeah, I like that.
I own the name Chuck.
And Charlie's good too, by the way.
Charlie's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit childish for me. You know, Chuck is like the man's name.
It is though. Like I named my
it.
son Jack, and it was like one of the things was I wanted a J name because my grandfather's Jerome, and we wanted to kind of do that thing and honor him, but also like I wanted a manly name, you know.
Yeah, no, Jack is great. You know, Jack, you know, Chuck, Tom, all American, solid names.
Now, before we get into what you guys do, tell me about how you got into the business and in general. Like, how did you get into tech? Have you always, when you were 8, when you decided I'm Chuck, were you like, I'm Chuck and I'm into tech?
Yes. So 8 years old, bought a TRS-80 Model 3 Radio Shack computer.
Wow.
Begged my father for it, like literally for 3-4 months. Finally relented, and I started programming at 8 years old. Right?
Wow.
And I got very passionate about technology, got into the tech, knew I always wanted to work for Apple, all right? And I got that chance to do that.
That must have been amazing.
It was an amazing experience. 8 years at Apple, I got to work.
Did you work at the mothership?
I did. I worked at Cupertino, and I got a chance to help build up the education division for Steve Jobs. He's very passionate about children. And
so you work with Tim David a little bit?
Tim David, I work with Tim.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, and you know, and
Steve, you worked with Steve though. I mean, you got to work with Steve?
I did. You know, on the enterprise team, it was something that we built up from scratch, and we made Apple a first-class citizen on the corporate network first. through the technology.
Did he really have no license plates on his car?
It's a true story.
I love that. That's such a great
his
move.
McLaren Mercedes, no license plate.
No license. Why would he need one?
They'd give him tickets, and he'd take the ticket, throw it on the front seat, he'd keep going.
I love that. That's so amazing. Yeah. What was he like to work with?
Amazing. You felt smarter when you were in the room with Steve. He was a dynamic. He was just he was the brilliant guy that everybody knew him to be.
And he pushed you, I think, right? He pushed
everybody. He pushed everybody to deliver the transformative products.
I think that's the best thing in life, is working with people who push you to be better and further, and it challenges you.
Yeah, it does. And he was very, very passionate about kids and kids being able to author on the technology and the medium that they were both used to. So that was a big part of Apple's one-to-one computing, one laptop per child, and that was the program I ran for Steve in the state of Maine.
I like that a lot. Forget about the what you did with the Radio Shack computer, the Tandy. And let's actually make this easy for kids to learn, and so that they're intrigued by it, they're excited by it, because not that you weren't excited by it, but you were one of hundreds, right, in your class.
Yep.
And then the rest of the kids weren't into it. Now you have a lot more adoption because of that, and it's a lot easier to do stuff. So that's exciting. Now, security has become a major issue with your phones, with your email, with everything, and it actually worries me, but it's gotten to the point where I'm like, whatever. I mean, it's all just, what am I going to do at this point? I've been the victim of identity theft and credit card fraud. There's nothing that gets me crazier than that. In fact, there's nothing that could make me want to run for public office except that. I want to, when that happens, I want to run for public office, and I say, I'm going to run, and I'm going to run on the ticket that I'm going to protect everybody's privacy, and I'm going to stop fraud and identity theft, and I'm going to change it, and that's it. And I really I get nuts about it. I'm like super nuts about it, but I don't really want to be a politician. So I love what you guys are doing, because you guys are working to encrypt our technology and to make it everything fingerprint. And I love with the iPhone 6 Plus and the 6 and the 5S before it, fingerprint. I mean, it just seems to work so good. I actually like Apple Pay because of that. I hope that they never get hacked, and maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I feel more comfortable. Like last night I took my first Uber ever, which was amazing. I've always threatened and almost did it once. And then I could I could have used a credit card I had on file, or I could Apple Pay. Ooh, Apple Pay, and it was great. And by the way, I love Uber now.
Uber's tremendous.
Yeah.
They're an amazing company. So privacy is key. Privacy, that is something that people really don't understand, the whole mobile privacy at all. I mean, they don't.
I'm amazed by how many people say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just amazed at how many people are like, what? They have. Just the other night, I was at dinner at Infocom, and some guy was like, "What do you mean they troll my inbox for data?"
Right.
And I go, "Have you ever looked at the ads you get served after you get an email for hey, my brother was emailing me about a John Deere tractor. Now all of a sudden I don't even have a place to mow, and I get all these John Deere tractor ads." You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't have a brother, but that's an example.
To the two main things that are happening right now, there's the privacy and protecting you when you authenticate into your smartphone to make sure that you are who you say you are there at the physical location and at that time. Okay, so that once you have that information, you can feel secure that you're going to be protected. The other is about your digital privacy on your data. So people don't understand where files are going. They're going to the cloud. They're coming back. They don't understand. Especially on your desktop, you understand there's folders and you can understand where things are. But on the smartphone, people really don't. When you bring up a file on your smartphone, you really don't. A lot of people don't know where that file comes from, and they definitely don't know it's secure.
Well, and they don't know where it lives, and I think that's partly because, especially on iOS devices, there's no file management system. There's no.
That's right. That's right.
There's no file cabinet. There's no Finder.
Exactly. So it's a totally different paradigm. People are still moving. That everything's going mobile. Your whole world's going to your smartphone, your tablet. So what we do is we work with individuals to secure their data and to make sure that when they authenticate in to a website or to apps, it's secure.
How do I do this?
Okay, so two ways. One, you can download our app from the App Store. And the other thing is we're working with a tremendous amount of Fortune 100 companies, working with pharma to make it easier for old people and sick people to order prescription medications on their smartphone using their biometric. So they could just look at when they go to order these drugs, now they can just look at their smartphone and everything's processed automatically.
And it will do eyes or something, retina scan or facial recognition.
Yeah, we are biometric compatible with everything. We do face, eye, finger.
And it won't, I couldn't hold up a picture.
You can hold up a picture. We protect you from spoofing because we have something called liveness detection.
So I like this a lot. Is there something though that it's going to be hard to get the elderly people to adopt this?
It's not. It's not. We anybody who can pick up a phone can use this technology.
How much is it going to cost? Obviously, if the pharmacy puts it together like CVS through you guys, it'll be free to the end user. But how much is it if I want to download your app and I want to authenticate all these other things? I have a million, my eyes only, the password stuff,
absolutely.
all this stuff.
It's completely free to the consumer.
Even your app?
Our app.
How does your app work? I'm loving this, by the way, Chuck. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very big into.
I can feel the excitement, Michael. I can feel it.
I'm going to download it now. Actually.
Okay, download it now. Yeah. So here's what happens. You've got the ability to download an app from the App Store.
I don't do this for anybody, by the way.
Okay, you can download the app from the App Store. But the other thing is when you interact with your bank, for instance.
Yeah.
Usually your bank's technology is going to be our technology. When you walk up to an ATM, we're eliminating the need for your ATM card. Everything's going to happen on your phone. We are going to. We're working with big companies to make sure that when they provide their apps to their millions of users, that they're eliminating passwords. So in the enterprise, you can do single sign-on to all your apps, all your corporate data. That data is secure with you with an app called Touring. Okay, Touring is built in now to our platform, and that protects all your files and all your folders. So when I want to share a file with you, Michael. I look at it, I encrypt it, and it goes to you, and only you can decrypt it and use it. Think about that for a second. That's big.
I don't have to think about it for a second. I got it instantly. Milliseconds, baby.
Absolutely.
Milliseconds.
Absolutely.
And that's unbelievable that I could send you a file, or I could send a file to Adam right now, and only Adam can open it. It's completely encrypted, so anybody who intercepts it isn't going to be able to open it.
Exactly.
I love this.
Executive teams who have to keep their corporate data safe. They're emailing. We built our technology.
Corporate espionage. I mean, how at Apple? Seriously, when you were at Apple, how
It's huge.
Like they were corporate espionage.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, everybody's trying to hack Apple. Everybody's trying to hack Google.
And they're trying to keep you from doing that, right? It was 100%. Like a big deal. So this is a great answer, but you don't have to be Apple to employ this technology.
Exactly. Any enterprise, it's an SDK and a server. There's two components to it. We handle everything. The setup can be within 5 minutes.
Really?
The server can be within a day. You can have everything set up.
Really?
Yes.
Everybody says this. Is it this simple? I mean, everybody always says to me, oh, my stuff can be set up in 5 minutes. Can it really be done?
So coming from Apple, I'm extremely focused on, the whole company's focused on user experience. It has to work. It has to be simple for the consumer, the end user. And then on the enterprise side, it has to be literally live in 5. It has to be set up. Your servers have to be set up. It has to be integrated and on the go within a day or less.
Awesome. So I had to give up my laptop so you can do a demo here, which I'm going to have you do.
Yep.
But I want you to know you can take my laptop away, but you can never take me away from the Terrifics. I got you right here, guys, on my Slack chat on my phone. So CJ says he's an IT guy, and he says people don't realize how important this is, and that it's credit card information, it's social security numbers, it's all sorts of stuff, especially in the corporate environment. So much stuff isn't protected today. He says, if it's that easy to implement, how do we get the word out to more companies, and how do they get, in his organization, get them going? Because he wants to deploy this immediately.
That's great. So you can download the SDK from our website. You can integrate it into your app within an hour, okay? You can use our public cloud to test.
Yeah.
If it works and you want it, then you can set up your own cloud or you set up your own server on-premise.
So Ben Rathlick says, how do you make money? Is it from the banks and the institutions?
It is. Yeah. It is. We enterprise license our software, okay? So that we make money when big banks use us, pharma, healthcare, transportation, all those companies license our software. It's enterprise software. And what we learned from Apple is the concept of consumerization of IT. Sure. Meaning, if you download it, Michael, and you start loving it for your own personal use, then when you go to add files, you could do it from Dropbox, Box, iCloud, but you can also add from corporate data. So you can secure your own data personally and enterprise, all in one device, all in our app called Touring.
Awesome. Chuck, I'm going to have you lean over a little and give me the demo here. I'm loving this.
Absolutely. So once I go ahead and click into One U, all right, the app comes right up. This is going to be on the App Store for you to download.
Wow.
All right, Michael's going to authenticate. That is not me, by the way, but it looks just like me. So Michael is now authenticated in. What that has done is that's read his biometric. That proved that Michael is at CE Week. He's there standing right there, and he is who he say it is. He is who he says he is. So when you think about that, that's huge. So companies can now prove that if Michael bought something, okay, if he logged into my website, whatever he did, he's logged into LinkedIn, eliminated the need for username and password, he can transact all on his smartphone.
Wow.
Feel secure, safe, and now if Michael wants to share data with me, he can do that. He can bring up a file on his iPhone or his Android device, encrypt it by looking at it, send it to me, and now only I can decrypt it.
That's unbelievable. Now you have to have the app as well.
Yep, and remember the app's free.
What's it called again?
So it's called One U on the App Store.
One U.
It may be down while we're literally updating it right now because we submitted a build, and sometimes it comes down. So you will have it today, but it may not be available exactly right now.
I got you.
Yep.
One U. I love it.
One U. It's the number one.
Yep.
Letter U. One U.
U.
One
oh
U.
wow, that's simple.
As in Michael, there's only one U.
Only one me, or only one you.
That's right.
I love it. Very, very cool. Do you think that this is going to kind of replace the need for things like 1Password, which was just hacked, or My Eyes Only, or that stuff?
All right, so that's a great point. So, unlike other password managers, we created the world's first standard for biometric file sharing and biometric authentication by something called the IEEE standard. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth?
Sure.
Those are standards.
Yep.
We now have submitted our platform to be the standard for biometrics.
You need a Nobel Prize, my friend. I'm serious. I'm not. I kind of say it in jest, and I wanted to make a joke.
We've got brilliant engineers and
people don't realize how important this is. Your information, your data. That's all you have. When somebody steals your social security number and they start using it, that's a problem. Somebody took my social security number, made a New York driver's license with their picture on it, with one of my old addresses, and went in and opened all these charge cards in my name. I mean, protecting our data is so important.
We feel so confident in the platform, we are going to issue $1 million challenge.
Don't do that. You're only inviting the hackers.
No, it's important because
the anonymous is going to be all over you.
We want to show the world. We want to show you the world, and it's not cocky. We want to show the world why this is different. And here's why.
What's the challenge?
The challenge is to be able to hack into a bank account that's set up with $1 million cash.
With your protection on it?
Yes, we're going to. Yes, it's all protected.
Do we get any other information? Just hack into a bank account with $1 million cash. And you get to keep the $1 million if you hack in.
The challenge will be available at hoyoslabs.com.
Hey, Adam, you could do that, right?
Okay, we're gonna launch this in 2 weeks.
You know that somebody from like the CIA could probably figure this. Actually, somebody from like honestly anonymous could probably figure this out.
We welcome these people because we want to show how important it is, because our data, your data is not stored on the cloud. Your data is stored on the device, and then it's handshaked with the cloud.
Right.
The other password managers, they're keeping all data in the cloud.
In the cloud, yeah.
Once you hack that, it's finished.
Right.
So, and our data is encrypted using the highest level encryption. So on the device, if you hack the data and you get the data, it's still encrypted. But this will be a great contest, and more details will be available.
Have you guys
online.
talked to the government? Do they want you in like, all the .gov email addresses and everything?
They do, and the other thing is we have a brand new technology called 4-finger, where you actually scan your fingers, just like virtual fingerprinting.
Yeah.
So
you're not telling the bartender I want this much.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're
it's
scanning.
An old Bob joke.
Exactly, this much. You're scanning your fingers.
Yeah.
We can check it with FBI databases round robin, and we can confirm on your mobile device that you are who you say you are, and you're not a criminal.
I'm not sure if that's scary or not, but I like it. I mean, it's a little unsettling that the FBI is going to be pinged. But on the other hand, I have nothing to hide. This is what I say. If you have nothing to hide, then do it and protect yourself.
It's only for jobs that you're applying to. It wouldn't ever happen.
That would be good.
Unless you're, but we're eliminating the need for a regular fingerprint.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You guys are awesome. Seriously. So what about the $1 million challenge? How do people find out? I want our viewers, the Terrifics, to be able to take their chance. I want them to be able to take their hack at hacking this. You like that?
It.
You like that little maneuver there?
So look for it on hoyoslabs.com.
Okay.
We'll have information up
in like a week or two.
It'll be 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep. We're setting everything up right now.
And you can be the proud winner of $1 million cash. Does that mean you don't have to report it to taxes? I don't know. What would you do? Keep that under your mattress?
If you wanted in all ones, we can get it to you that way.
There you go.
That'd be a big
pennies,
mattress.
Please.
Pennies from heaven.
I want to swim in the pennies like Uncle Scrooge in DuckTales.
I'd love it. I'd watch you.
I'd
watch you. I'd take the day off to work and watch you for that.
Awesome. And then I'd say, okay, bring that all back and change it into hundreds, please.
Perfect.
20s. I like 20s.
You like 20? That's your denomination of choice.
Non-sequential, thank you.
That's great.
Yeah. I love this, seriously. 1U is the app. The number U, that's a V, but try and make it a U.
The letter U, number 1. 1U.
1U.
And it's Hoyos Labs.
Yeah, I said number for a V, yeah.
So the contest will be at hoyoslabs.com.
Yeah.
The app will be on the App Store, the updated app, including Touring, which is the digital file protecting your privacy.
I love this. This app is it was available. You took it down because it's being
updating right now.
It's updating.
We're
I know how Apple does
Touring
that.
Now for free.
Don't you have any connections there? Can't you speed the process? Like, hey, listen, remember me?
Absolutely, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, I know it takes like 2 weeks. They don't care.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's gonna be a great update.
And
We're really
it's free.
excited about
I could just use this for free.
Totally
and you're
free.
not data mining.
No. All your data stays on your device. We do not save anything on the server. Our server it knows nothing but controls everything.
You know how tricky people are? I got to tell you, you probably know this, but I don't think the audience knows this. There are all these things say get your credit report free. First thing they ask you, put your social security number in. So everybody goes, oh, I'm going to get my free credit report, blah, 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 blah. And then boom, now they've mined you for data.
Yeah.
How about, I know a guy who says, oh, I've got a company and what we're going to do is we're going to unsubscribe you from all those pesky emails. So just give us access to your inbox. We'll unsubscribe you from everything. You just tell us what you want to be able to subscribe to. We'll do it. And if they keep annoying you, we'll keep unsubscribing every single day.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing? I said to him, sitting with him, and I've never done this. I never wanted to do that. I wouldn't give out my username and password and let somebody have my inbox. But he said 700,000 people had subscribed in the first week. I said, of course, because they're annoyed and it's convenient, right?
Yeah.
They think convenience over security, and they don't even think about it. And they turn over their inbox to him. I go, and I was curious. I said, so how do you make money, kiddo? And he says, oh, well, we data mine. We take, sure, we unsubscribe you, but we take everything from your inbox. They know your credit card numbers, your bank account numbers. They know what you bought last week. They know how much you spent. They know how much you make. People don't even realize they're mining your data constantly. That's what Google is. That's what Google does. They just mine you for data.
It's a horrible business model.
It is.
It's a horrible
business
model.
It's nasty.
It is.
You become the product.
It is.
Now take yourself back. That's it. I'm doing the Steph Curry.
We are 180 degrees from that business model.
I'm doing the Steph Curry. That's how he celebrates, and I hated that. Okay. I mocked that. But this is take your stuff back. I hated it because it was like an angry celebration. I'm like, what is this?
It's horrible.
On the court,
it's
right?
Horrible.
But this is take your stuff back. Get it?
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
1U. That's all you have to do.
1U.
Characters.
Yep.
The number 1 and U.
Yep.
And you're good to go. 1U is the app. And then how do I get it for my business? It's hoyoslabs.com.
Yep. So you can download it from the website. You can integrate our SDKs. We have a full response team if you need it. But if you have mobile developers who know how to build apps, they can drag and drop the SDK in. They can connect it to our cloud, and it just works.
See, and this is what I like about Apple Pay. If I pay 20 different places, only one place has my credit card, Apple. And yes, it could be vulnerable. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. But it's only one place that's vulnerable, not every freaking place I buy something at.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Chuck. I am enamored with this. You're my new best friend.
Well, use 1U. Go to hoyoslabs.com. Check us out.
This is what I'd like to do. I'd like to use 1U for the next 2 weeks once it's in the Apple Store. And then when you guys have the $1 million challenge, I don't know if you're in the area. If you are, come in studio. We have a live daily show. If not, 100%. Do a Skype.
Our office is right here in New York.
Oh, great. So we're in Secaucus.
Perfect.
So come in. Let's promote the $1 million challenge. I'll tell you how I've liked 1U and how my team has liked it, and we'll do a follow-up.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
That'd be great. Thanks so much.
That's Chuck. I'm Michael. You're the Terrifics. We'll be back with a whole lot more here live from CE Week 2015 in the heart of New York City. Right after this, don't go anywhere. Stay with us.